All right, so I'm told that Vogue had a thing where they went and interviewed celebrities, 72 questions, and then they would film it with a camera guy just rolling around. I've never read Vogue one day in my life, and I'm not a celebrity. So let's play the game. My favorite time of day is bedtime. I mean, I like the idea of like winding down at the end of the day. The kids are asleep. It's time to, I call it golden hour. That hour after the kids have gone to bed before it's time for you to go to bed, where you can just recharge the batteries. My biggest weakness, I am someone who has a keen sense of what a room needs. It's my super strength. I can accommodate, shapeshift into, as a salesperson, the thing that people need the most in the room. But I also, as a people pleaser, have at times shapeshifted into a version of who I think other people need me to be in a way that feels very codependent. My biggest strength, I do think that I have this knack for being able to quick on my feet, weave and bob in a way that has helped me in my career or in relationships. But actually, one of my super strengths, I believe, is my humor. Unless you don't think I'm funny, in which case you have a bad sense of humor. What is one vice I wish I could give up? The vice I wish I could give up, honestly, is how much time I spend on my phone, like devices. What is a cause that is important to me? I have spent time with organizations that really pour into the foster care community because I am formerly a 4-time foster dad. I have supported this organization that has come around teen homelessness called Covenant House. Love this organization. And we just actually, Heidi and I, came back from a trip with our friends at Help One Now, where they are trying to end generational poverty in some developing countries. So foster care, food scarcity and generational poverty, and teen homelessness are the 3 big things that I've gotten behind in the last few years. What is the best compliment I've ever received? Isn't it crazy? I can think of all the criticism I've ever received, but it's hard to actually remember the best compliments. Like anything that would have acknowledged me being my most vulnerable self and being seen as being strong for having represented that vulnerability is probably the place I would go to, because it's hard to be me when I am at what I feel like is a weaker part of me. And there's been plenty of times, certainly, where Heidi has been like, man, that was the part of you I liked the most, because you weren't trying to put up airs or curate any of it. So anything that saw me as me and acknowledged that there was goodness even in some of the struggle. The best critique I ever got in my career, I wrote about in my first book, where I had some imposter syndrome as a person who was promoted faster than other people, feeling like every time I walked into a meeting, I needed to fill every silence with something smart to prove that I was deserving of the promotion that I had been given. And this boss mentor of mine named Pat pulled me aside, and after a meeting, asked if I would come to his office. I thought I was going to be celebrated as the greatest contributor of all time. I walk into his office, and he just simply said, "Shut the F up." If I didn't think you could handle this job, I wouldn't have given it to you. And every time you try and interject something that is smart, you are actually undermining your credibility, because it is so transparent that you are doing so out of insecurity and not out of strength. And so just the advice to be confident in yourself, to listen more than you speak, and to ask questions when you don't know was an awesome piece of advice. I'm most inspired when I'm near people who are inspiring. I mean, I know that sounds silly, but being able to sit at the table of a mastermind or be party to the dreaming of someone who has an imagination that's bigger than mine is usually the times when I feel like I have been empowered to have imagination for myself. And so we're heading in just a few weeks to this gathering of some of our friends inside of the personal development world, and it's just this chance to sit around a table and listen to the opportunities but also challenges that they are working through, and the way that they're dreaming audaciously bigger dreams than sometimes I find myself dreaming personally. And it's in those situations where it feels like I get a permission slip to dream even bigger. Sweet and savory. What song can I listen to on repeat? Holy Spirit by Coffee Anderson.
What is one thing people don't know about you?
I am wildly taller than you think in real life.
What's the most adventurous thing you've done in your life?
Date Heidi. Everything that Heidi and I have done in the last year has been a testament to the power of saying yes. We have tried a whole bunch of fun and adventure and challenges that I have never found myself inside of, and it has been unbelievable. Date a crazy person. It's amazing.
How would you define yourself in 3 words?
Work in progress.
What is your pet peeve?
When Heidi calls me in the morning and then 6 seconds later starts to order her coffee at Starbucks.
Is it a pet peeve? You've never told me this.
I know I don't like to say things that hurt your feelings.
So you're saying it to the world before you tell me.
That's correct. Okay, here we go. My guilty pleasure playing PlayStation 5 MLB The Show. Hello. I start my day by picking this old thing up and just giving her a swing on a tire. No. How do I start my day? First thing, throw on my workout stuff, walk to the kitchen, start my coffee. While my coffee's brewing, write down what I am grateful for from the last day. And then I tend to get my coffee, go sit outside and relax for about 20 minutes before I start getting kids up and getting the day going. Favorite holiday, Easter. Love the idea of resurrection, rebirth, the whole thing.
Where was the best vacation you've ever taken?
Trip that is also coming to mind. I went to Ibiza one time on the back end of a work trip, and there was something about the rental of a boat and the cuisine that we had at dinner that just made it also magical. It was an experience unlike anything I've ever had. What is my favorite food? I like breakfast for dinner. An eggs, hash browns, bacon, toast, kind of compilation platter.
What's your favorite thing Heidi makes?
Oh, I was gonna say love, but we can't put that in a YouTube video. We're still working on making something. So as soon as we finish our first meal, no, I'm kidding. You actually, no. The best thing that Heidi makes is crock pot chicken rice combo.
What is one talent you wish you had?
I am trying to learn how to play the guitar. You actually have to do the lessons, I'm finding out, but I want to be able to play a musical instrument with proficiency.
Which movie makes you laugh the hardest?
It's a tie. Old School, Step Brothers, and 40-Year-Old Virgin.
What is your favorite color?
Blue, well,
Crimson?
I mean, it's not crimson. I do like this shirt, though. Blue and purple. It's in the blue family. I wish I knew that the things I thought would make me happy wouldn't. The amount of money that I had in the bank, or the kind of title that I had, or the things that in some ways motivated me to try and achieve. Once I got many of those things, they weren't actually the answer. I wish I knew that impact and interacting with people in a positive way would have made me way happier than anything I could do for myself. When I'm sad, I turn to Heidi, I turn to my pastor, I turn to God, I turn to my mom. I mean, one of the things I learned, certainly coming out of having been married, is that I have to sail off of my own map. I have to pursue unlocking the gifts that exist inside of me because they are mine and they exist to be brought to the world. And for some length of time, I thought that my fulfillment and my purpose could be recognized or come to life by helping someone else have their purpose fulfilled. And it was harder to have me feel good about myself when I was by myself, when I was denying some of why I was here and what my purpose ends up being.
What is one experience that you've had that you hope your kids can avoid?
I mean, they're gonna have their hearts broken for sure, and I hope that they can avoid feeling like the rejection that comes from someone else's decision to not want to be with them is in any way a reflection of their worthiness or their enoughness or their lovability, but just the reality that that relationship was coming to an end. And this isn't even specific necessarily just to the most recent relationship I've transitioned out of. I took very personally the relationships that didn't work out throughout my life before I was married, and it affected my self-confidence and self-worth, and I wish that I had the perspective that I have now, and I hope that they can gain some of that perspective by watching a little bit of what I'm going through. Do I like surprises? No. I have lived by this idea that the only time anyone gets upset is when they are surprised.
What about a surprise birthday?
Okay, maybe a surprise birthday, but I like to have my expectations managed so that I don't get my hopes up too high. I'm a realist. I'm a practical, pragmatic person. Favorite song to sing in the shower? Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. Last question.
Final question. What is the best thing that happened this last year?
The best thing that happened this last year? Meeting you. Easily. Not even close. Get over here. Come in for the real thing.
Oh.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
Great. Good job.
Good questions.
Great YouTube video.
Great YouTube video. There were a lot of questions. Neither Vogue nor a celebrity, but I hope you enjoyed the chance to get to know me just a little bit better. If you like this content, make sure that you comment below. Let me know what it is that you liked, what you'd like to see more of. And if you really enjoyed the content, please subscribe to the channel so that every single time I put out something new, you'll get a notification to come on down. We'll see you next time.